Are we in Mexico? Gustavo Fring! What does the Sonic franchise have in common with Kanye West? Violent and frequent mood swings that impact the quality of their work, their reputation, and fan reception. But at least Sonic doesn't like hit. It's no secret that the 2010s were a bit of a rough patch for Sonic, bar a couple of exceptions. So imagine fans' reactions when in the year of our Lord, 2022, Sonic Frontiers hit the market and was generally well received. I mean, mostly 6s and 7s, but hey, that's pretty good. No, I won't sit here and tell you it's perfect. That's because I'm gonna stand and do it. Like any respectable piece of Sonic media, it has to have baffling design choices and a couple quirks so that it may never reach a perfect 10 out of 10. And that's honestly what I've been enjoying about my journey through the Sonic IP thus far. Because perfect is boring, and learning to love something despite its flaws is all part of the experience of being a Sonic fan. I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me. Speaking of learning to love things, Roger Craig Smith's performance in this game. Little different.
You tracked the Chaos Emeralds here, right?
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, right. I do not like this voice actor for Sonic.
I'm not saying I hate it. It will take me a second to get accustomed to it, though.
Jason, is his name Jason Griffith in the adventure games? He's my favorite. Yeah, he just got like that like spunk to him.
Spunk.
No one fucking
Not
uses that.
skunk, but like
No one uses that word anymore.
Bro's got that ejaculate to it.
yeah.
It could be because I've only dipped my toes into the games thus far, with only Frontiers, Sonic Heroes, and 06 under my belt, but I thought this was a great direction for his voice. The game's story is a bit more serious in tone, and I think the characters should reflect that. Speaking of which, the Doctor's up to some nefarious shit, which backfires like usual, and that leads to Sonic, Amy, and Tails getting Amelia Earharted, crashing on the Starfall Islands. Oh yeah, Knuckles is here too, by the way. Wait a minute. Oh my god. Knuckles is here! Where the fuck is he?
Do you know Dewey?
No, I have to do the thing. I have to do the thing. Knuckles!
Knuckles, what are you doing here?
Yeah, he said it.
Ah! Each of them have been trapped in the metaverse, with the exception of Sonic. So for fear of everyone else ending up on the blockchain, it's up to him to get them out of there and off these islands. The only way to get them to snap back to reality is to destroy the walking copyright infringements that roam this land.
Holy shit, it's Evangelion.
Dude, when's the hospital scene?
You have to destroy its AT field. What the fuck? That's goddamn Midna. The fuck is this game?
Sonic, I don't know if you can take on an Evangelion by yourself, dude. I don't know if you can take one of the... okay.
Man, if I could get that directly onto my nuts.
Who the fuck at Sega was like, yeah, put a fucking kaiju in this game?
Just fucking beat the shit out.
What an engaging combat loop.
Oh my god. This bitch is empty.
Yay!
Holy fucking shit. God
You
damn.
ever get fucking yoked by a Titan?
Yeah, go Braves! Woo! They win the World Series! Woo! Fucking through Sonic at 105. Hey, do you think behind that non-face of a face, he's like chewing Big League Chew?
Oh, definitely. Mouthful of Big League.
And probably some Zins.
Yeah, one small issue. Sonic doesn't have the hands he thought he did, and after getting absolutely mollywopped, he figures it's best to run around the island a bit and do some other stuff before coming back. On the subject of running, let's talk movement. There's no ring dashing, right?
Or is there?
Is it just the boost?
No. I don't remember if you have to... Do you have to unlock it? I don't remember. I don't think you do. I'm pretty sure you're gonna hate this fucking button, but pretty sure you have to click left stick.
Ugh! No! Why? Why?
Yeah.
First and foremost, this is the boost game, which shouldn't be a shocker because Sonic games have been doing the boost formula since Jesus Christ, 2008? Sonic feels phenomenal to control in this game. It's tight, snappy, responsive, and the best part is you can customize it to your liking. For starters, when you first load up a new story, you'll be greeted with a prompt for action style or speed style. I don't care if you're new to Sonic games, don't pick action style. Don't do it. All it does is make you fucking slow. So put on your big boy boots and pick speed style. Unless you're chicken, that is. When you get into the game proper, you can open up the settings and fine-tune all of the movement controls to your liking. Initial boost speed, turning speed, boost turning speed, steering sensitivity, acceleration, deceleration, mid-air speed, and even Sonic's top speed are all adjustable. Crank that last one up all the way. Unless you're too chicken. Bored is something you hopefully will not be when playing this. This game was constructed from the ground up to cater to ADHD-riddled folk around the world. You can't go 2 feet without finding something else to do. If this game existed when I was younger, it would have been so jover for my grades and my social skills. Not that either of those were great to begin with. Now, you probably won't see them at first until you can taste the material they were made out of.
Nice fucking model!
But these islands are littered with the effects of the Industrial Revolution.
So, all this used to be farmland, huh?
And all that changed when the Industrial Revolution attacked. He tried to warn us about it, and we didn't listen.
I can't wait for the thumbnail of this video where it's fucking Ted Kaczynski's face photoshopped onto Sonic.
Yeah, I should do that, actually. I mean, we did fucking Ted Cruz in the last one. Now we do Ted Kaczynski, and the next video, Ted Bundy. These come in the form of platforming challenges, puzzles, and puzzles. Look, I'm not asking for, like, Portal 2, but I don't think that this... I don't think this qualifies as a puzzle. Sega, do you think I'm a fucking lobotomite? No. I'm worse. Now, the puzzles and platforming bits go hand in hand. Completing these will reveal more parts of your map, making it easier to find things and stuff and things. Unlike in other games where you have to find something before it shows up on your map, everything is revealed to you as long as you've completed a puzzle that reveals that part of the map. It'll show you upgrades, memory tokens, missing children, portals, character locations, where that damn 4th Chaos Emerald is. I think you get the picture, and for lack of a better spot to cram this in the video, I'm going to explain these. Memory tokens are the main thing you're going to be collecting. All the little platforms and bounce pads that phase into existence are there to guide you to more tokens. They come in a couple different shapes and flavors. Pink hearts for Amy, red medals for Knuckles, yellow wrenches for Tails, and the pink hearts get reused again because the developers are running out of time. Imagine that, a Sonic game. Running out of time. After collecting enough of them, you go to whatever character is currently on that island and you hand them over the course of 3 to 5 business days, which is how you're going to be progressing the story. The missing children, aka the Koco, aka the damned souls of the ancients doomed to forever repeat and relive the same failed existence, are, regrettably, something to be on the lookout for. They're always so happy and adorable.
I only want everybody to be sad and miserable like me. Stop being happy. I hate you.
There are kids like screaming outside my apartment right now. How do I look out my window to see what the fuck they're doing without looking like I'm creeping on them? Jesus, what the fuck are they doing out there? I feel myself turning into a boomer. Like, you kids keep it down out there.
Yeah, it's like I walk outside, I see like kids playing, and I see people happy, and I'm just like, man, it'd be really cool if I like just pushed him over or tripped him for no reason.
Shot him 87 times.
Yeah. And then I stabbed him 37 times in the chest.
Carl.
At least they have a purpose, which is handing them over to this fat fuck stranger who claims to be their elder. What's the worst that can happen? I sure as hell don't want him. For aiding and kidnapping the locals, he rewards you with the option of increasing your maximum ring count or your speed. Speed is always good, but make sure you put a couple levels in a ring count. That's going to become important later. Upgrade seeds are, as their name implies, upgrades. You want to take these to the lanky narcoleptic that happens to follow you around everywhere, and he will give you upgrades to your other 2 stats, power and defense. The red ones are power and the blue ones are defense. On top of that, he gives you the option to swap the values of your speed and ring count stats, either one by one or all in one go. This is pointless. I know for a fact none of y'all did this, because I didn't. The Chaos Emeralds. I don't think I need to explain the shiny objects that when collected all together in one place will grant power based on the collector's wishes. You'll get some of these from these small side quests that, regrettably, are mandatory. Do not let that quit prompt fool you. The quality spectrum for these goes from, I guess it's not the worst thing ever, to, I'm going to send a message. What the fuck is this,
How the
dude?
fuck do you pick these shits up? Get over here, you little dick.
Look, I never claimed this game was good. I claimed it was interesting.
No, I'm having fun. Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, you're cooked. You are cooked. Cooked, line, and
There's
sinker.
exactly 50.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
However, I give all of them a pass because Sonic gets a little quirky at the end, leaving me chanting, "Go white boy, go." I mean, look at him. How can you hate that? As for the majority of the emeralds, you'll find them in these locked vaults around the islands. The key word here is locked, and word on the street is you need a key.
Hey, that really sucked!
Vault keys are these shiny gizmos that unlock the 6 Chaos Emeralds you'll find per island. How do you get the vault keys? Glad you didn't ask. I asked for you. You're welcome. The main way you'll acquire these Captain Keys is by playing Cyberspace levels, which can be accessed from these stone portals that are, you didn't guess it, I guessed it for you, scattered around the island. Inside these are more traditional Sonic levels that last anywhere from 30 seconds to 2.5 minutes on average. These levels are mostly reused from other Sonic games. Not that I would know.
Oh, dude, this is like a reference. I get it.
To what game?
Sonic.
That's a restaurant.
Hey, Jacob, guess what shitty joke just made it into the video?
Sweet. The best part of the joke is me waiting like 30 whole seconds to say that.
The quality of these levels tend to range from, I'm having the time of my life, to hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate the 2.5D sections in Sonic Frontiers. There are trillions of atoms that fill my body. If the word hate was engraved onto each nanoangstrom of each atom, it would not equal 1/1 billionth of the hate that I feel for the 2.5D sections and this micro instinct. Hate. Really, they're just not my cup of tea. That could be a bit better, and I'm not alone in that thought process.
I think we talked about this before, where we were discussing like why Sonic is better in 3D, because for being such a fast-paced platformer, the whole fixed close camera angle is just fucking terrible.
Yeah. It's a lot better in Shadow Generations. I would still prefer 3D gameplay, but
Oh, which I am very excited to get to that, because you know I'm gonna be playing that without a shadow of a doubt.
I don't get it. Oh, I get it. Is that because he's black?
And at the end of these levels, you are graded on your performance, and there's a really good incentive to get an S rank and perform all the side objectives. Completing a stage gives you 1 vault key. Completing additional challenges will give you 1 more each. Did all 4? You get an extra 3 keys. So now you got 7 keys from a single vault. The cherry on top is that most of these are really fun to master. Most of them. Now I'm wondering for you, well, how do you access these portals? To get into the metaverse, you need to get these cogs by defeating some tougher mini-bosses you'll run into.
It fucked my tomatoes up! God damn it!
Wrong cogs.
Sauce!
You'll see such tough and menacing foes like Fortnite, 2001, Super Fortnite, and the PlayStation 3.
Oh my god, giant enemy crab.
Giant enemy crab.
It's the fucking PlayStation 3 showcase.
Attack its weak point for massive damage.
All of these various mini-bosses have different gimmicks, like trying to kill you, trying to crush you, throwing you up in the air and trying to kill you, organized wrestling, onion ring, platforming, and trying to kill you again. In order to defeat these enemies, you'll need to, fight them. Did not have a good segue. The combat system. It certainly is a combat system, and you can engage with it. You start with a basic attack and a dodge ability, something that Elden Ring would shamelessly steal only 9 months prior. And believe it or not, only a short 2 years before Frontier's release, Ultra Kill would steal the concept of parrying.
As someone who's put over 90 hours into Ultra Kill, it pains me to see how low Hikito is willing to stoop just to make one of the greatest video games of all time. I'm just so disappointed. I expect better from Finland.
But on the topic of parrying, it's honestly pretty brain dead. You hold the left and right dodge buttons indefinitely until something foolishly decides to attack you, stunning them and giving you a button prompt to evaporate them. There is no timing. This is a Lamau I win button. This is the anti-everything shield that the one kid at recess would claim to have because they hated the idea of losing.
Fuck you, Russell, I haven't forgotten.
The further you go on, the more abilities you unlock via the upgrade menu. There's a spin kick that does a shit ton of damage, a Goomba stomp, a couple ranged attacks, one of which was definitely named by the Costco guys.
Oh, fucking Sonic Boom?
Whoa! Can you fucking add a clip of the Costco guys over here?
Yeah.
Oh, we're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms. Boom! 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 Boom!
Should you also add a random clip from Sonic Boom?
No, that game doesn't exist.
No, we'll do the show. We'll do the show. And I'm okay with that because then I can put in the I really like the clip of fucking Knuckles at the judge seat with the gavel. I like that one a lot.
What about the clip where they're talking about Eggman's small penis?
Did that happen? What the fuck?
It was alluded to. Like, Eggman was like covering himself up with a towel, and then Tails said something like small or whatever. And Eggman was like, "Are you making fun of me?"
Is this a towel?
What am I supposed to cover with that? Are you making fun of me?
And the last one is a passive ability called Phantom Rush. Essentially, you reach a certain combo threshold, and then Sonic summons Star Platinum, and together they just start fucking dogging on whoever you're attacking. And the most important ability you get right after the tutorial, that you may have already been seeing, is the Cyloop.
If something seems suspicious, use a Cyloop. I don't even know what the fuck that hint is supposed to mean.
So whenever you see the imposter, you should Cyloop him. Man, that looks suspicious.
This is used in and out of combat. In combat, it's useful for these assholes that keep putting up unbreakable shields, and out of combat, it's primarily used for activating challenges, discovering bounce pads and dash pads, digging up buried treasure, and it's also an infinite money printer. If for whatever chicken shit reason you don't feel like participating in the actual gameplay, you can do this for hours on end to get progression items like upgrade seeds and memory tokens. So if you want to spin in circles for eternity to grind for goodies, be my guest. But let me tell you, there is a far more effective way to go around the gameplay loop, and it's all a man wants.
Get it? Loop like the Cyloop. It starts with gambling.
Every few nights there will be a Starfall event on the creatively named Starfall Islands. All defeated enemies will respawn, and you'll also find these constantly reappearing star fragments, which when collected allow you to take part in the ultimate sin. Landing a jackpot with 3 Koco lands you a handsome reward of 30 purple tokens. Getting 3 bars, which I never got, lands you 100. You find one of these slightly altered stone portals out of the way, and you can exchange these to Big the Cat for the ability to fish. Just you, the homie, and an endless sea of fish. There's all sorts of things you can find here. Carp, marlin, used tires, Willy Wonka's golden tickets, the forbidden knowledge of old, Wiz Khalifa.
This is just lovely. That is a frog.
Piss frog.
No, that frog's a rapper. You know how I can tell? Because he's black and yellow.
You know what it is.
Anything you catch nets you these other tokens you can use to buy any progression item from Big. There might be a limit, but when you can buy this many memory tokens and this many upgrade seeds, you kind of forget about the other stuff on the island and get so caught up with shiny thing on screen and navigation point go burr that you unintentionally beeline it to the other end of the game without realizing, and now you're upset that the game's over and you left most of an island uncharted and forgot to read all of the optional egg memos that contain interesting lore in them, but that last part is mainly due to the fact that the game won't tell you where the hell you listen to them. Not that I would know. Alright, let's Cyloop back around to the emeralds. For the first 3 islands, you open all 6 vaults and have one final challenge for said island. The first one is an actual puzzle that makes you think a little bit, which I really appreciate.
I fucking love using my brain. I love to be challenged by the game designers. I'm a gamer. Raw.
You have to move these pillars to guide a laser along this dirt path, and some of them will move others at the same time, making you more conscious about your next move. The second one is a crane game that might be annoying at first till you get it through your thick skull that you shouldn't be looking at the shadow to judge where your crane is, but the base of the crane itself on the left. Not that I'm speaking from experience, though the game makes up for it by having a platforming gauntlet that almost plays like a Cyberspace level. Look, the third one, it's not that bad, but I gotta get something off my chest.
I did not care for the casino zone in Sonic Heroes. It insists upon itself. Skill issue? Probably, but I mean, after playing that, dude, they just left a sour taste in my mouth. Oh, no, that's the bitterant.
Come on. There we go. Oh my god. I'm done. Fuck the pinball. I'm out of here.
Do not have sex with the pinball.
If I ever come in contact with some fucking ancient civilization and I find out they're building pinball machines in like fucking 10,000 BCE, dude, I am clubbing them to death on the spot.
Past these challenges stand the copyright infringements. I mean, the Titans.
You're 5'12". They're 6 foot, hulking masses of space magic and metal. Threatening, imposing, evil-ass gamer.
And all 3 of them are wearing the last Chaos Emerald of their respective island like a comically small party hat. The crazy part about the first one, creatively named Giganto, is that you scale him like a jungle gym and just kind of take it. The second one has an entire set piece dedicated to it, so it's already a massive improvement. Make sure you climb the correct tower, by the way. The next part of the fight will not activate if you only climb the first one and wait for 10 minutes to see if he gets any closer. Not that I would know. When you scale the correct tower, you jump on the back of Wyvern, aka Legally Distinct Leviathan, and ride the interdimensional fruit roll-up until you take his party hat too. This last dingus looks like he works for Arquebus. I swear to God you could swap this guy out with O'Keefe or Hawkins. No one would notice. Not that Arkham Knight's sus would bat an eye, because the corporations care not who makes the money flow, so long as it flows. But you know what happens when you get that last emerald?
Not gonna lie to you, when that first bit of music started kicking in on that first supersonic fight, I did a little bit of a I did one of those, and I did one of those too. I did both of them. It's just so fucking cool.
You might recall earlier when I said to make sure you put at least a few levels into your maximum ring count, unless you put this on for background noise and you're barely paying any attention, in which case,
Hey! Michael! Over here. Pay attention.
Having a higher maximum ring count is important for these fights because Sonic will slowly consume rings while in his super form. And if you run out, well, them's the breaks. Die. Now, obviously, all 3 of these bosses, if you couldn't tell from appearance alone, all behave very differently from one another. Giganto is an absolute beefcake, but his entire fight boils down to him hitting you really hard, and then you hitting him back really hard. He's got a phase transition where he turns into an angry disco ball and gets a Godzilla beam. but it's not that hard of a fight once you figure out that all but that one attack are parryable. We've already discussed how I feel about the parry mechanic. I'm not asking for Souls-like levels of difficulty for the bosses, but maybe an extra attack that you couldn't parry would have been nice. I will overlook this solely because of the spectacle of the fight, and also because it's badass. The finisher seems a bit familiar. I don't know if it's just me.
That guy just got fucking piccoloed.
Isn't that fucking awesome?
That was the greatest shit ever, man.
Wyvern shakes things up a bit, and I'm not just saying that because he jitters like a fucking Gary's Mod ragdoll. This individual must have received a blank check from the US military with the limitless supply of Tomahawk cruise missiles he keeps tossing over his shoulder like they were pennies. All you gotta do is dodge them, but I have to admit that I don't think I know how the missiles really work. I don't know if they have a set telegraph path or if they slowly follow you and then you have to move out of the way. I have no idea where they're going, but the missile sure as hell knows where it's going. It knows this by subtracting where it is from where it isn't, or where the guidance subsystem. When you finally catch up to him, you put up your anti-everything shield, wait for him to do his thing, at which point Sonic grabs him by the tail and fucking chucks him like it's nothing. Just like Giant Ho, the USS Wyvern has a phase transition where he harnesses the infinite power of the fat Xbox 360, adding multiple red rings of death to his salvo. They're just kind of there to be there, though. I don't think I got hit by one of these once. Parry him a few more times, get a few quick time events in there, and then make that shit talker eat his own words. Literally.
B3 O'Keefe.
I mean, Knight is definitely the best of these three. That's not even close. It's a similar arena size and scale to Giganto, but with the speed of Wyvern to back it up. Look how he zips around on his quad legs. This is just a lightweight tetrapod melee build. When you get your first parry off on him, instead of having an I win button, you keep smacking his shield until he tells you to shove it and goes, "Think fast, chuckle nuts." Sonic's response is... and it only gets better. The phase transition actually shakes the fight up entirely. Blood thinks he's Captain America and starts chucking his shield around the arena, and to be able to do any damage to him from this point, you gotta catch it. Parry the shield, throw it back at him, but you do have to lead your shots to get him. Halo 3 players, rise up. If you're still alive. This is what the other two Titans should have been. Having a Phase 2 mechanic that switches up the flow of the fight instead of the dipshit light shows they put on. And if the rest of the fight wasn't cool enough, look at that ending. Come on. Tell me you don't think that's one of the coolest things ever.
No, wait, no, that's just an expression. Don't actually tell me that. I'll cry.
And with the Titans defeated, surely we can get our friends back from the metaverse, right? Wrong. And you're stupid for thinking that, because this screen shows there's at least 5 islands, so it's not exactly a secret. So this entire time, Sonic has had the disembodied voice of God telling him all sorts of things like, "Tear down the walls between dimensions, you are the key. I'm Chief Kickabitch from the Slapaho tribe, buy me alcohol." Okay, I made that last one up, but you get the point. With the 3 Titans gone, we're put on a new island with a single objective of disabling these 6 towers to free our friends. I won't even lie, this island is solely here to push the narrative further along, and the platforming for these towers is not hard. Look up padding in the dictionary. This might show up. This island will not take you any more than 30 minutes to beat, and that's including cutscene runtime. But speaking of the cutscenes, there's some pretty major revelations here. Remember how I said the Koco were the souls of the damned? That's kinda correct, but let me elaborate. The ancients were fleeing their home world from some unknown entity, and they decided to settle on Earth, or whatever fucking planet this is. Long story short, they were followed and almost entirely wiped out. The Koco are the souls of the ancients trapped inside of these adorable stone prisons. Oh, and unsurprisingly, the disembodied voice of God giving us vague instructions in a monotone voice the entire game was not to be trusted.
When what gets out?
Shocker. We were being used the entire time to free whoever this is because we were the only one able to go between the metaverse and reality. Throughout this entire process, with every portal we've entered, everyone we've been trying to free, and these last towers we've shut down, the digital corruption has been slowly taking us over, and it eventually turned us into the average New Jerseyite. His ass is tweaking, but with the power of friendship and extensive rehab, medication, and therapy, Amy, Tails, and Knuckles bring Sonic back from the brink of tweaking to death. Don't ask me how they know how to do that. This is the same series that introduced time travel, retcon backstories, retcon the retcons, removes character development, and brings back fan-favorite characters for no reason just to do them dirty because they can. And we're at the point in the game's story where the greater evil becomes apparent, and even Eggman has to join forces with Sonic once more so they can go back to destroying each other in peace. And he's not exactly thrilled.
Sonic, I hereby induct you into the Eggman Empire and order you to save us all. Understand? This is not an alliance.
I love how much Eggman hits the Eggmobile the entire game. It's so funny. So now it's time to find the emeralds again and kill God or some shit. You know, standard Sonic fare. Oranos Island, the final Sonic frontier. I'm gonna keep it $1.50 with you. This last island is unremarkable. I'm not sure if it's the design or the theme of the island, but it just feels like a slightly altered version of the first one. I mean, there's marginally more challenging cyberspace levels, a new enemy type that requires parrying to damage it, and yeah, it's just really forgettable, and it's an underwhelming final area to a game that's been overall good up to this point. Same as the other islands, you acquire the emeralds. Actually, Eggman gives you the last one, and then you go super to fight the good fight. Against Supreme. I sadly did not have my audio recorded for this, but I was howling like a Scooby-Doo villain when the title card Supreme popped up. If it wasn't for the unfortunate name, I'd say our boy over here has the most aura out of any enemy in this entire game. The large gun that becomes even larger is admittedly pretty fucking sick. At first, it might seem intimidating with the Toho-ass attack patterns, but I promise this boss suffers from the same lack of difficulty the rest of the game does. It really ain't that deep. I hate how easy a lot of this game is. You can remind me that it's supposed to be marketed towards a younger demographic. You can tell me to raise the difficulty.
Newsflash, pal. It does next to nothing.
And you can even try to convince me that difficulty isn't the point. But despite all the highs this game has, it felt like playing it on autopilot. Now, top it off, you think there's going to be more boss to the boss? And all you get is a QuickTime event followed by a reference.
It leaves this empty feeling, like a hollow victory. But that's it. Or is it? Ooh, you have no idea how excited I am to talk about the DLC.
So how does it work? Final Horizon is an alternate solution to Oranos Island, where Sage brings everyone else back from the dead so they can find the Chaos Emeralds for Sonic, while he instead climbs these trial towers to learn how to harness the power of his cyber corruption to help out in beating the omnipresent Big Bad. You swap between Amy, Knuckles, my motherfucking main man Tails, and Sonic, in that order. You'll repeat this a couple times, completing each character's objectives until you get past the final trial tower, but I'll talk about that later. On the topic of our playable characters, let's talk about the main selling points of this DLC and what makes them the best part of this game. Selling point might not be an accurate term. The DLC is free.
Free!
All three of them will start out with their stats at level 1 and a mostly blank skill tree, but trust me when I say it is absolutely worth it to level them all the way up, because you can do some pretty busted shit if you invest the proper amount of time. While they share similar traits, each of them come with their own unique movement system, combat style, skill tree, and even their own theme. Okay, also, why the hell do we got the Frontiers Trap B? Real trap shit.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang.
We love playing Cyberspace. Starting out with the mechanic that was added to the DLC, the Spin Dash. Oh boy, you may have noticed the Spin Dash was absent from the base game. They had to patch that in. Absolutely bewildering move by Sonic Team, but then again, they did promote Sonic Forces, one of the video games of all time.
None of this is good, Vector. That's why it's called war.
By collaborating with Hooters. So what do I know? Those waitresses have no idea what's going on. All four of our characters have access to the Spin Dash, although with Amy, Knuckles, and Tails, you do have to unlock it. The Spin Dash is an excellent world traversal tool, especially before you get the different max ring boost abilities. But in Cyberspace, it's a completely different story. It is busted. I will now explain how to properly use the Spin Dash in Cyberspace levels in the DLC. Step 1, find an incline. Step 2, Spin Dash. Step 3, you mean the level's over. To say this is fun is an understatement, but it's such a shame it wasn't here to begin with.
And the other skill is the good old Cyloop. You know how it works already, unless you haven't been paying attention. God damn it, Michael! But for the Cyloop abilities, there is another.
Around the island, there are these chest icons that are not blue, but purple. Why'd they purple? A regular loop will do you no good, so you need to unlock all the characters' special loop abilities. There's not a unified name for those, so that's all I got. Amy's Psy Hammer sees her smashing her hammer on the ground in a heart pattern, and is best used for icons on flat ground. Knuckles' Psy Knuckle, very creative names here, sprawls out in a spiral pattern and is best used when it comes to the climbable walls. Tails' Psy Blaster is a kind of ranged version of this ability that has a really strange arc to its shots, but it is best used on walls that Knuckles can't climb and Amy can't reach. It also can be used mid-air. These are a great addition that really help flesh out the characters' niches just a bit, and they add an extra layer to the platforming challenges everywhere. But that's about where our similarities end. So what makes the DLC characters unique from one another? Let's start with Amy.
Maybe I can get some insight with my fortune cards.
Woo! Remembering character traits from fucking 27 years ago! Woo-hoo-hoo!
Thank you, Ian Flynn. Very cool.
As her main attack, Amy will fan out a bunch of cards in front of her, a la Gambit.
Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
She can also spin around with them, making her almost untouchable by basic enemies, not that you'll encounter any of those. While she uses her cards a lot for her attacks, her parry does utilize her hammer. So I guess we're choosing to acknowledge that she can summon those at will again? Or is it cyberspace magic? I'll get back to that never. Amy's movement options are where the fun truly begins. Ground Stomp is really useful because it functions the exact same as Sonic's. Holding Slam will give you more height than a double jump. Besides that, she saw General Grievous in episode 3 and thought the wheel bike was super cool. It is. And took it for herself. What I want to know is why the hell she has a drift mechanic and Sonic doesn't, ignoring that one awful cyberspace level. Her most fun mechanic is actually built into her default moveset, and it's a glide. Say what you want, you can take away my super manly gamer street cred.
Dipshit.
But I think this is cute. And it carries momentum, so you can boost, jump, activate the glide, and take off at getting away from the cops' speed. God bless Gus Johnson. Initially, I did not care for Knuckles, but he really grew on me towards the end of my time with the DLC. He may not be my favorite character to play here, but he felt the most rewarding to master. His combat style is punching things because it's Knuckles, and that's what he does. But his 3-hit combo, like Amy's Ground Stomp, sends him upwards, making it a useful movement mechanic that you'll need to use for certain platforming sections. He's also the only one of the 3 that can climb walls like Sonic, and I'll touch more on this later. Knuckles has his Fire Claw Ground Slam, which kind of just exists. It doesn't really have the snappy response that Sonic Slam has, so it's not super useful for quick platforming, but it does do good damage. Although you're better off just punching enemies instead, because by the time you could wind up that slam, you could already be moving on. It's better used as a tool for a couple different puzzles instead of a combat option. Looks cool though. Of course, Knuckles has his trademark glide, been there since day one, and he has a multi-lock ability that's, really good. Buzzing. And saving the best for last, it's time to talk about the greatest fox in all of fiction. Tails has a much more unique feel when compared to the others. It all really boils down to the simple fact that Tails does not have a homing attack. Instead, once you unlock it from the skill tree, he becomes the embodiment of this picture. Just replace the beer bottles for wrenches. He fucking... It's so nonchalant! Oh my... Why can't you just spam the shit out of it?
Oh, remember the dummy ring bombs?
I do. God, I hate how they make a noise they hit the ground too, dude. Fucking... I already know there's a mod out there where this is replaced with a metal pipe. This is quite possibly the greatest video game ever made. You think it's funny now, but then you upgrade his attack stat, roll up on anything that moves, and absolutely prank him. Hey dude, what's up? If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. This is already broken, but his movement is what makes him the most busted character in the game. With no levels at all, you can already fly up a good amount and stay in this state for a decent amount of time before having to come down. There's a different wrench throwing ability that allows Tails to create a temporary platform to stand on, so you can probably go see God if you execute this well enough. But wait!
there's more!
When you unlock his upgraded boost ability, you get the Cyclone. You know, the thing from that other thing?
I love references and callbacks, right?
I don't think I have to explain why a literal plane is as good as it is. And that's before you remember you can make an infinity symbol with the Cyloop, allowing you to literally fly forever. Balance was certainly not a concern for most of this DLC, and thank God for that, because I'd rather a game be fun than balanced. Those cringe-ass Nene Baby puzzles are back, but this time, they're actually crafted for the average gamer instead of a fucking lobotomite? Okay, well, the average gamer is a lobotomite, so that doesn't help my argument. The real easy ones that return from the main game are given more to complete with a relatively shorter time limit. And there's a couple new ones that range from, okay, let me figure this out, to it's very straightforward, but at least I'm engaged. They are an overall improvement. A lot of the mini-bosses return from the other islands, but the only difference between them and the others is that they're tankier, and some are faster, annoyingly so in the case of the Silver Hammer. As a whole, I'd say these are the weakest part of the DLC, with only a few highlights. Those are Fortnite 2, definitely not a spider, and the Ghost. While the former two are present in the base game, Ghost is entirely original to the DLC. Jonathan, misinformation! I beelined this island in the base game, so I didn't even see any of these enemies. I thought they were exclusive to the DLC, but it turns out I'm just a fucking idiot. You don't fight Ghost in a traditional manner. Instead, you have to chase him to these pillars that he attaches himself to and Cyloop them, all while being under the pressure of him sucking the life out of you. Literally. Love is in the air? Wrong. Gravitational anomaly. And Sonic Team did something pretty epic by only placing this enemy type in platform-heavy sections instead of throwing him in an open field. It's truly a small thing, but it is an incredibly welcome change of pace from every other hit it until they stop breathing fight. The open world platforming, it is so much better than the base game. A common trend with anything in the DLC. Poppin's still here though, can't get rid of that. A vast majority of these platforming bits are color-coded, with the color corresponding to what character the platforming is tailored to. Some have only one color, and some have 2 or 3 with alternate paths for each character's moveset. Amy's are pink, with her moveset centered around high verticality in tandem with the homing attack and her glide. Red for Knuckles, these will be covered in climbable walls in both red and green, with most of them placing those purple icons on the walls to take full advantage of his specific abilities. And lastly, yellow for Tails. His are the most fun because I feel they get the most out of him in his unique skill set. You have sections where you have to use the Psy Blaster mid-air, parts where the wrench becomes an obstacle clearing tool that you'll have to use mid-flight. While most of these are genuinely much easier with their respective characters, if there's anything this game has taught me thus far, it's that you can solve a lot of these with unintended and unconventional methods. Or you can use the Cyclone to trivialize most of them, but that's boring, and I certainly wouldn't do that. So Amy is talking to and looking after the Koco, Knuckles is smashing things, and that's helping Tails access cyberspace so they can track down the emeralds. What the hell is Sonic doing? Have you heard of Sonic Rivals? You see, it's because you're racing and it has like the progress meter. The final horizon has 9 cyberspace levels in it, and they're all remixed versions of existing levels. I say remixed, but they've been remixed so damn heavily that they might as well be brand new levels. They're almost unrecognizable from what they used to be. And with new levels comes new challenges. Gone is the simplicity of red rings and S-rank times. That's baby shit. The new challenges in these levels are not only far better, but actually challenging. Oh my god, the challenge is challenging. Whoa! The first one I encountered was a hologram version of Tails that you have to beat to the end goal, hence the Sonic Rivals joke earlier. It sounds easy enough, but he can fly, so he ends up skipping half the level, and he will beat you if you follow the normal paths. To beat him, the game requires you to master your movement and pay close attention to the environment so you can find shortcuts. You're not beating him without shortcuts. The next 2 challenges are iterations on the red rings, moon rings and number rings. Moon rings are always in close proximity to one another, but as soon as you pick up the first one, you're on a timer to grab the rest. One small mistake and sorry, start over. Number rings, on the other hand, are in no rush to be collected. You can take all the time in the world, but there's still a catch. You have to go in order from 5 to 1, and there's no telling whether they'll be right next to each other, or if they're all separated. A lot of these levels have multiple routes, and there's times where these rings are spread out across the entire level, and you gotta switch between all these different paths. There's one challenge that's pretty self-explanatory that only shows up in 2 levels, and that's complete the level without stepping on a mine. This is piss easy. You have to try to hit them. You gotta go out of your way. The other self-explanatory one is find the hidden goal. It's a different goal. It's blue.
Why are you blue?
Most of these are pretty okay to find. One level makes it easier to find the hidden goal compared to the regular goal. But there's one level that is just downright fucking evil.
No, that's the regular one. Where the fuck is the hidden goal?
The real goal is to have fun, and sometimes that can be hidden.
Okay, would anybody be upset if I just fucking looked up where the fucking goal is?
Bunch of cheaters in this bitch.
Oh, I don't want to hear it. Dude, okay, I've done every other challenge in this fucking level.
Oh wow. You are not gonna find this. I just looked it up.
It's really hidden, isn't it?
It's hidden, but it's also like you're gonna get fucked by the pop-in, I think.
Oh, good. So I just gotta start going out of bounds. This could be a fun activity. Do you want to play the hot and cold game?
Sure. I mean, I have a general idea of where it is. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. I think this is colder. Oh, I think that's kind of warmish. No, I think you're getting colder. That's warmer.
Spin dash!
I think that's... Well... This might not be the most conducive game. Tim, I really feel like you should look this up. I don't think there's good directions I can give you. And I don't think you're gonna find it on your own.
Probably fucking not. Okay. All right. Let's see what bullshit we have here.
Yeah, right. I don't think you were ever gonna find that.
All right. Let's start fresh. Fucking Neil, get a load of this shit. Oh, hold up. Right here, this one. Go up. This one. Look at that fucking bullshit! Neil, do you fucking see it?
Yeah.
Who the fuck? Like, dude, what the fuck? Who the fuck put this?
Hey, you got it.
Your Honor, send whoever made this level to hell. Not jail. Hell. Hell. H-E double gun. Go down there now.
The last of these challenges sees you rescuing these insufferable cretins. You pick them up and you bring them to their goal, but you can't spin dash, you can't boost, you can't slide, you can't even so much as double jump while you're carrying them. Truthfully, these aren't that bad, but surprise, surprise, guess what level initially gave me a headache when trying to complete this?
This is where the goal is. There's like no conceivable way to get him up here. Like absolutely none.
Is there no way to carry momentum as you pick up the trail?
Say that again?
Is there no way to carry momentum as you pick up the child?
That's a good question actually. Let me try that. All right.
Oh, well, apparently you can. I'm Sonicking it.
Yeah, let's do that again. Let's take two interactive that.
All right, little shit, stand here. I'm gonna go fucking Mach speed on your ass.
Fucking ingenious, Neil.
Nice. Smarter than me.
The only reason I even got this one was because of the homie's ingenious idea. My brilliant little think tank. You'll notice a lack of vault keys since the others are grabbing the emeralds for Sonic, so the reward you get after Cyberspace levels are the Lookout Koco. You can also find them everywhere throughout the island, buried in the ground, and I do mean everywhere. They are essentially the exact same thing as vault keys, except they open the trial towers. These are Sonic's main objectives in the DLC. All of them have unique platforming challenges to get to the top, some harder than others. Although I have to admit, Tower 4 was giving me a lot of trouble, and it was purely a skill issue.
I didn't even boost that time. I have no excuse. I have nothing. I really don't. I'm just gonna go to the bottom. Jacob, I hate...
From the bottom now here.
You're fucking kidding me. I've been in the air for...
As if Sonic's like, now he's locked in. So now you have it.
Yeah, so now you have it. Where's the fucking seat height? Oh my god. Jacob, I think this one fucking tower is making me lose my goddamn mind.
Is it making you tilted?
You could say something like that, yeah.
So then it's fair to say this is the fabled tilted tower.
If you take anything away from this video, do not press jump on the fans. Do not press jump on the fans. Let the fan do its thing. Do not jump on it.
On top of these towers are the trials. They're a bit of a 50-50 split on being a fair challenge and being laughably fucking easy. Towers 1 and 2 are a nice combat challenge with a tight time limit, especially Tower 2. Tower 3 is almost brain dead so long as you fought this enemy once, and Tower 4 is something.
Ain't no fucking way. Are you serious? All of that rigorous platforming for a 10-minute time limit mini-boss that's at the start of the fucking game? This ain't a difficulty spike, bro. This is a fucking sine wave. What the fuck? The second trial was the hardest one. My mental state it's broken. My brain's broken.
But the trials end on a high note, and right next to playing as Tails is my favorite part of the DLC, the Master King Koco trial. I have about 4 hours and 10 minutes of recorded attempts just on this trial alone. This is a boss rush consisting of the big 3 copyright infringements that you fought in the base game. Your stats are brought down to level 1. Not that bad. Rings will be unavailable during the fights, so you're on a timer. Okay, still pretty doable. In order to parry attacks, which you will need to do to beat these bosses, parries have to be timed perfectly. No more I win button. This is what I wanted the boss fights to be. It is such a welcome challenge, and I was having a blast even though I was getting my ass handed to me for a while.
Yeah! 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 I love doing that stupid version of yeah. It's so brain dead.
Fucking shark puppet lives in my mind eternally.
Yeah. Yeah! Yeah! I am his avatar.
Some would say he lives in my head doom eternally.
Oh! 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 That one's a knee slapper. I think I'm gonna die after saying that.
You'd be correct. Check your window.
I feel like the Tyler, the Creator, fucking picture. Something ominous is looming. Your Honor, give this guy copious amounts of autism.
Having to actually learn how the bosses worked, even if their attacks weren't very telegraphed, Wyvern, I'm looking at you. It made me see what this game was just on the cusp of being. But I can still say it's fantastic.
Now, don't get me wrong, there is still a bit of cheese you can do, like the patented get in the sky and stop moving idiot, and then pranking them with a homing shot. It got to a point where I had this first fight optimized as best as I thought I could, and would enter Wyvern's fight with just under 320 rings. Speaking of Wyvern, oh, this guy just became the hardest fight in the whole game. You already couldn't damage him unless you parried his attacks, but now it's made really hard.
And, let me be clear. I like that it's hard. I like it a lot.
His parry windows walk a fine line between being brutally unfair and rewarding to master. Mind you, I am playing this blind, but I had to figure this out through trial and error. I have been informed of how it was when the DLC first launched, and that the parry windows were more difficult than what they are now on hard.
Is it bad that I actually want to try that?
This applies doubly to his phase 2 attacks, where each one has a different speed, and the tail swipe is a delayed fake out. He also has a normal tail swipe because he hates you and wants you to die. He will be your biggest roadblock. The challenge of this last fight isn't really the fight itself, it's how many rings you have before going in. Wyvern will drain your ring count faster than you know, so if you don't get through him with absolute perfection, you are racing against the clock with Knight. Watch out for the spikes on the bottom, by the way. Painful way to lose. It's a bit disappointing to know this is where the difficulty kind of plateaus for the DLC, but I still cannot tell you the sense of joy and accomplishment that I felt after finally beating this on my 3rd sitting.
Jacob?
Yes?
If you would allow me this 1 second, maybe you might want to take your headphones off for just a second.
Yep. Ready to go.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Let's fucking go! All right, you're good.
Beautiful.
And after that, it's time for the final fight, but you're not locked into it. You do have the option to swap to any of the other characters and dick around the island for as long as you want. You know, have some fun. Do some puzzles. Do a platforming. But whenever you decide to hit yes on that prompt, that's it. Everyone brings the emeralds, you go super, and
You are a fool for thinking there would be change in this DLC. It's just Supreme again. Or is it? The moon has had it up to here with everybody's shaboingery. This time, the moon pisses back.
The end shows up with a big-ass fizz gun, yoinks Supreme's dead husk, and starts spam casting orbs at you until Sonic decides that he's had enough and says, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. The aura farming in this game goes completely unchecked. Then you realize they're healing faster than you can damage them.
So in the end, it doesn't even matter.
There's a specific way to beat this boss, and the only way you'll be told how is by this sad old cripple. He offers battle guidance, as he calls it, but only to those who are worthy, because despite the fact that what's left of his forgotten race and the world are at stake, his pride can't handle helping us out. How do you get him to tell you how to stop the end of the world as we know it? 100% the DLC. There is no joke. Do everything. All of it. Max out everyone's stats. Map out the entire island. Find every single stray Koco. Complete every single cyberspace challenge.
If you look up the solution, you are a coward, and I hope everyone in your life thinks less of you because of it. I was offered the solution for free by my good buddy Jacob, but I declined because I'm a gamer. I don't need that shit. My pride is at stake.
It sounds bad, but 100%ing the DLC is what really made me love this game, so thanks, you stone prick. So you do everything. You complete every cyberspace challenge, you find all the Koco, max out everyone's levels and abilities, you map out the entire island. You're finally ready for the one thing that will help you defeat the big bad.
Yup, that's it. That's the solution. There is no joke. There is no joke. Right bumper.
No special unlock or some kind of alternate fight. This fat lard refused to tell you to press dodge during a combo to sever the fizz gun. I don't even have footage of him telling me this. Why? I must have missed a single Koco somewhere on the island because I did not get this information. I figured out the solution on accident after deciding to give the end another try because I felt like I did everything. And if I can drunkenly stumble into the solution, why even bother, Sega? If you can't tell, I am not a fan of how this was handled. I think they should have let you play the DLC as is, but completing the trial towers becomes optional, and that's how you get the ending that's already present in Final Horizons. If you don't do the towers, you still get the rest of the experience with the other three characters, but the final fight plays the same way as it would if you played the base game on hard. I'm not going to pretend to be a game developer, but it's just an idea. Back to where we left off with the boss fight. Words will not suffice for the sheer spectacle. So instead of continuing to yap about it, I'm going to share with you 2 single moments to sell you this fight, and hopefully the entire DLC.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
And just before I round this video out with my closing thoughts on the game as a whole, here's a bunch of extra stuff that I thought was still funny from my recordings but couldn't find a way to cram into the script anywhere, so enjoy some of that.
I'm glad that in tradition for this fucking video series, I'm fucking getting drunk for this. How long until I say some weird, slightly pedophilic statement?
Like you been saying?
Yeah.
Fucker. I swear I know you went back and watched that last
speaking of
video.
which-
Oh, no. There are 3 ancient switches on the ground. Alright, we just step
3
on them.
ancient switches on the fucking...
So how are there 3 of them? We only have 2 as of now.
Say that again?
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
My one of my friends just texted me after, like, one of the friends I went out to the bar with. He just texted me, "What's the name of that movie where Hugh Jackman shouldn't have a black friend?" We're talking about Prisoners. Guys, why'd you let me order Domino's?
Shut, you fat fuck.
Dude, you know what? I'm getting something. God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting something. I've already eaten. I already ordered something like a fat ass. I'm gonna double dip. I'm gonna double dip today.
Bro is ordering twice.
Yes, sir.
Neil, I'm proud of you.
Oh my god.
I'm not.
Don't listen to what society tells you.
What about what I tell me?
If you want to be fat and stupid, that's your prerogative, all right?
If you want to be fat and stupid,
Yeah.
that's your prerogative. Wait, holy shit, that's an Eggman thing.
Say that again.
I said that's an Eggman thing.
An Eggman?
That is not what I fucking said, you stupid bitch.
That's what it sounded like.
Dude, I'm gonna
fucking rewind the
male-
tape on the video.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewind it and it's not gonna say that. You're gonna look like a stupid
rewind it
bitch.
so that your YouTube audience can see you calling him an Eggman.
You are Wait, holy shit, that's an Eggman thing.
You know, they have Sonic Forces. And they have Sonic Unleashed. When is Sonic the...
You guys remember that bitch Koco from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guarantee that thing is like the Grip Reaper.
The fuck?
Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong, I just want you to shut the fuck
Exactly.
up.
Off hot dog down the hallway, she lays eggs.
Yeah?
Eggs that are twice the size of her body. Did you know that kiwis lay eggs the size of ostriches and they literally break their fucking rib cage in order to lay them?
No, I
Did not know that.
didn't need to know that, but thanks. I appreciate it. Thank you for the fun
no
fact,
problem.
Neil. You got any more fun facts?
It is really fun. Fun fact I'm approaching. Remember that time I was sus?
Shut the fuck up. Where's that damn 7th Chaos Emerald? Bada bing, bada boom. Dem's the brakes, Giganto, you fucking idiot. Alright, new plan. I shoot rock behind chain. Did not work. We'll continue shooting chain. And we'll shoot the chain once more. It has done nothing.
Turns out trying the same thing several times in a row has not changed the result.
Hey, you know what? I thought, who knows, maybe you have to hit it 3 times, and they're just bad at showing you damage states. It would not be the first time.
When has a
Damage
Sonic
punches.
game ever done anything wrong?
I'm not answering that question.
Kidney failure or infinite cobblestone generator.
Okay. I didn't know you could fucking do that. I'm not touching the controller, Jacob. My hands were off that whole time.
Need a bitch like Amy to bounce on it like that.
Oh my god.
I forgot that he consumes all of his sperm, and that's 100% true.
What a gal. What a gal.
He's one of those guys
Fucking
that
gross.
believes that you only have a limited amount of sperm. So every time he jerks off, he fucking eats it.
Oh yeah, that's just brilliant.
Actually, eating it would be a generous interpretation. He puts it in Fanta and drinks it.
Didn't need to know that today.
Yeah, I didn't either. I hate you.
Now you
Everything
know.
I've ever learned about Chris Chan has been against my will.
Who's been force feeding you this information?
It's chronic Twitter addiction. I don't know.
Before we wrap this up completely, I do have a few closing thoughts. I think it would have been cool if Amy, Knuckles, and Tails were able to play the cyberspace levels on their island. With even their basic movement mechanics, I bet you could beat every single one of them. They could have also been playable on the other islands, though I understand that might have broken the narrative and none of those islands were designed for them. The writing is actually good. Holy shit. I mean, the bar wasn't very high, but credit where credit is due. Say what you will about Ian Flynn, but he did a good job. He did good. I specifically enjoy all of Sonic and Tails' interactions. They feel really natural, and man, they are just dangling that carrot in front of me.
Please let there be a Tails game. Please let there be a Tails. Please, please, Tails game, Tails game, Tails game. It would be so awesome.
There's this one optional interaction you can have as Tails in the DLC where he's talking to Eggman, and Eggman tells Tails that he can't reach his full potential if all he does is linger in Sonic's shadow. Tails' response, L plus ratio plus station square. For a flat rating, I'd give this game a 7.3. I am including the DLC with that rating because here I am playing this for the first time in 2025, and also because the DLC is free. Sonic Frontiers has a lot of highs, a lot of lows, and a whole lot of in-between, but as a wise man once said, the best games are kind of bad. Go watch this, by the way. It's good.
Well, if you made it this far, thanks for sticking around and listening to yet another skinny white dude with long hair and a not fully grown out mustache ramble about a video game that he likes. I will see you all next time when I continue to go down the Sonic game rabbit hole and feed my autism by the second.
And you'll see.